Hey guys, this is Jake and welcome back to another Photoshop tutorial. In this video I'm going to be showing you how you can make your colors inside of your photos pop and be a lot more vibrant and stand out. So in this video I'm going to be showing you 3 different methods, and as always the steps for these methods will be in the description as well as right here on screen. So the first method we're going to use is the selective color layer variant. So go ahead and pull out the photo that you would like to edit, and then we're going to come down here and we are going to click on selective color, and now we can see that we can adjust the color levels individually. Now you need to keep in mind that cyan, magenta, and yellow all have opposites. So the opposites are, opposite of cyan is red, the opposite of magenta is green, and the opposite of yellow is blue. So what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and maximize all of these colors. Now we're not going to mess with whites, neutrals, or blacks. We're just going to do the top 6 colors here. So starting with reds. To maximize the reds in the photo, we need to go to its opposite, so cyan, and drag that all the way down to -100. And then we need to go to yellows, and yellows right here, so we can just go ahead and maximize that. And then greens is the opposite of magenta, so we need to lower that all the way down. Then we need to go to cyans, maximize that. And then blues, so down here we'll minimize yellow. And then lastly, magentas will come down here and maximize that. Now, as you can see, what that does is that makes all of the colors in the photo pop a lot more. So there's the before and there's the after. Now, in certain scenarios, you can see that certain photos start out with a lot more of certain colors than others. So in this case, with this photo, you can see that there's a lot of red in here. And while a lot of the colors look a lot better, I'd say I feel like there's a little bit too much red in this photo. So what I would do here is come back over to reds, and I would just drag the cyan a little bit closer to the center until I feel like the amount of red in the photo looks good enough to where it's popping out, but not to where it's overbearing. So you can see here it's overbearing and the skin looks a little bit too red. But if we drag it a little bit more towards the center, you can see that the red shades in the leaves and everything is popping out. It makes the skin glow a little bit more. However, it's not overbearing. So you can always go in, and when you're adjusting these colors, if you feel that a color is too strong, you can go ahead and edit that a little bit in here. Now, I normally like to start out by just maximizing everything and then kind of working my way down. So that's going to be method number 1. So if we bring up the notepad here, the method number 2 is going to be using a vibrance layer instead. So with vibrance, it's going to be a lot quicker and it's going to be a lot stronger of a editing method. So if we come down here and click here and then click on vibrance, you can see that there's 2 things we can edit. We can edit the vibrance and the saturation. So a quick explanation of these. Vibrance is essentially another variant of saturation. So saturation, when you raise the saturation, it just increases the saturation of pixels within a certain area, and then the vibrance will increase the strength of those same pixels. So what you want to do is start out with the vibrance, because upping the vibrance is going to be a little bit more subtle. So if we go ahead and up this here, you can see that's more subtle of a change versus if we come to saturation and up it, you can see that we have a very strong change without moving this very much. So what I would recommend doing is starting out with vibrance and moving that up and seeing if that gives you the desired result. And then if maxing out the vibrance isn't enough, then you can come down here and mess with the saturation as well. Now in this case with this photo, we don't even need 100 vibrance. You can see that from base, if we just drag it up to around 60, that already looks pretty good, and we don't even really need to mess with the saturation. So we can see there's the before and the after. And the last method I'm going to show you, if we bring up the notepad here, is how you can adjust individual colors with a hue and saturation layer. So we're going to go ahead and use a different example photo this time here. So in this photo, you can see that there is already a lot of saturation going on, especially with the reds. So what I want to do is individually edit just this blue shirt, and I'm going to make the blue shirt stand out a little bit more. So if I wanted to do this and just edit this individual color, I can go down here and select, and then I can click on hue and saturation, and this is going to bring up the hue and saturation editor. Now if we click this button right here, what we can do is we can select an individual spot on the photo. So if I select here, you see that it's automatically, Photoshop's automatically detected that I want to edit the blues. And if I come down here from the gradient, you can see that it's selecting. So if I were to select red, you can see it switches over here. So we want to make the blue pop and stand out a little bit more. So what I'm going to do is select that color, and then I'm going to increase the individual saturation of only the blues. So if we could see, I drag it up to here, and then you can see the before and the after, so you can see that that makes the blue a little bit stronger. And if we wanted to make it even stronger, we could drag it over some more, and then we can see before and then after. So this is an easy way to go ahead and make individual colors pop within your photo. So that said, guys, that's going to be it for this tutorial. If you found it helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It helps out a lot. And be sure to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.